Okay, so good afternoon to all. In the continuation of the previous session, in the last session, we discussed what are all the methods we are doing to encrypt or decrypt the data and everything, right? So the same thing you can follow for Wi-Fi. So you know that a router can create these things, like a router can create a IP address for the hosts, and router itself has security feature in three different methods, like as you know before, like WAP, WPA, WPA2, like that. We have password security features, and if you want to secure your Wi-Fi network's information, you need to configure your router with WPA2. Okay, in WPA2, you can have a strong password combinations. So in some of the Wi-Fi, if you are using WAP security encryption method, if you use that method, you cannot able to make strong password combinations. Instead, you can either use numbers or you can either use characters alone when you work with the WAP. Okay, when you work with WPA, you can add character and numbers together. Okay, so if you want, you can able to crack that password by arranging a proper combination. Like consider your ATM pin is of 4 digit, right? So if you want, you can able to crack the password of ATM machine also. Means not if you want, if possible, it is possible to crack the ATM pin also, because we have only 4 digit combination. I mean 4 digit of password. So, and the 4 digit password can carry numbers up to 0 to 9. So altogether we have totally 10 numbers. So of 4 digit. So for the power 10. If you could find combinations with this logic by considering the number of digits of ATM pin 4, and the number of digits or the numbers can you can use to set a password or to access the ATM machine can be of 10 combinations. Okay, from 0 to 9, if you take 10 combinations, so the total number of password digits are 4. So you can form a combination of 4 to the power 10. If you do so, your password combinations can be found like this: 000 and 0001 and 0002, like this. It can able to create a combination. Okay, so this can be technically called as a dictionary. So you need to find the dictionary value of this number combination, through which you can able to crack the password. But how the ATM pin are secured was, you can enter a wrong information or wrong password when you use the ATM for a limited number of time. Maybe before some days, if you use ATM card in any ATM machine, you will be given with three or five chances. Okay, 3 or 5 chances. So if you enter wrong password than the given chances, your card will get blocked. Okay, so we cannot say by entering a combination like this, we can able to identify or crack the password within the given time, within the given chance. So we have only 5 chances. So you have to identify the password. If you are trying with this dictionary values, you cannot able to find the password, or you cannot able to crack the exact password of the ATM pin within the given chances. So that is the one difficulty we have in ATM machine. And nowadays, if you are entering a password, you can request for the OTP also. So you need to have your mobile phone. If you request a OTP, the OTP should get entered to access your ATM card. Okay, so these are all the way they built to secure the information or protect the details of this ATM card. Okay, so this is how you can able to secure your information. Like the same, if you use any Wi-Fi, the router can configure with these three combinations like WPA, WAP, WPA2. Okay, so when you use WAP based thing, the password can be of characters only. So you may have 26 alphabets, and the password combination could be like this. By considering the password length of 8 bits, you can just form a combination 8 to the power 26. You can try one by one applying with the network. At some point of time, you can able to crack the password. So this would be very easy when you configure your system with low security methods. Like if you use WAP, so WPA2 can be constructed or can be combined with the input like numbers and with alphabets. So you need to increase the combination more now. So numbers can be of up to 10. So you need to by considering the password digits 8 and you have 26 alphabets plus you have 10 numbers. Okay, so totally you need to form 26 combinations. If you use WPA2, then there you can use special characters also. Okay, so the number combinations could be 10, and then the small letter alphabets could be 26, and the capital letter 26, and the special characters. We don't know the exact numbers. Okay, so you can consider this as 16 digits or 16 number of special characters. Okay, so you need to find the dictionary value for this much of combination. Okay, so if you are increasing the combination of the password or if you are increasing the uh, security of password field, you can able to protect your password from cracking. Okay, so Wi-Fi can use WPA2 so that you need to enter small letters. You need to have small letter and capital letter and special character and numbers for this Wi-Fi router. Okay, so it will be hard to crack this password. Okay, so but you can find in some of the YouTube videos, they can show you how easily you can crack the password of Wi-Fi router, but which is not that much easy. Within a given time, you cannot able to break the password. You need to combine a combination. You need to identify the channel ID and other things and all. After identifying all those things, the hacking tool which we are going to use to crack the password of Wi-Fi should create a combination of the password inputs. After that, it should check with the router whether it is working or not. This combination is working or not. This combination is working or not. So it takes much time to identify or to crack the Wi-Fi password. Okay, so we need more time to break that combination. So for cracking the password or this kind of method, that is, you can form a combination of password methods or password inputs. After that, you can ask the tool to check for the password input. Okay, so if you do so, you can use some of the available tools also. That is Hydra. One tool is called Hydra is there in Kali Linux. You can able to make a combination of username and password. And you need to put all the username and password combination into that tool, so it can check for the possible username and password fields. Okay, so this can work as a tool, and this can work depends on the input you are giving to that tool. Okay, so if you give 5 number of possible username and 5 number of possible passwords, so it will create 5 into 5 combinations. So it will check for the combinations to identify the exact password or username fields of that one. Okay, but it could not tell you this is the exact password. If you use this username or password field in the required field, it will allow you to get inside. So like that, it cannot produce results. It can able to give you the possible combination of username and password, not the exact username and password match. Okay, so even though it is providing a fake information, you can just try to identify the things from this mission. Okay, so you have to identify all of these things to get the information. So here we have an example video how you can able to crack the password of Wi-Fi network. For this, we can give you the example. Okay, so just a minute. Hello. 2 minutes. Okay, so in the Madari Nama, I mean, sorry, in this way you can able to use some of the tools to crack the passwords and all. Okay, now I'll just play the video. You can see how you can able to crack the password of Wi-Fi router which you are connected in your system. Okay, so it is not, but you should keep in your mind that it is not easy to crack the password of any Wi-Fi router. But in some of the YouTube videos, you can see they'll already configure the same Wi-Fi with their system, through which they can able to use the method to crack the password, because the password and the Wi-Fi name was already registered with their system. Okay, so they can able to retrieve the username and password from their system registry, so they can display it to you. Okay, that is to that is the one way to show you the output. But here, if you work with the real-time router, you need time in days to crack the Wi-Fi password. But I'll play the video through which you can have idea about how we can able to crack this Wi-Fi password. Okay, for that I'm just going to display, I mean, show you a video. You can just listen the video, and through which we can understand something. Because we cannot able to do it in a practical way. That's why I'm just playing this video. You can listen and will. for the Wireshark, by typing the Wireshark command in the terminal, and let's see verifying. And there we go. Now it is loaded to modules. Now it is getting first whole name. So let's click on OK. Now what I'm going to do is I will give it a file and click on this icon that is going to capture the file. Then we have captured the file called test. And this Wireshark, we are going to give this file that is attached to dash01.gam. This file. When I'm using on
are trying to browse my Windows machine. Let's try to clear and see if we are able to browse over here or not. And you can see guys, PHP guy has been disconnected and it has been automatically connected to the movie router. Let's try to connect to the PHP guy again. And it has been connected again. Now let's see if it will gonna disconnect our PHP guy again or not. And you can see guys, PHP guy was disconnected for a while. Let's see if it can disconnect the PHP guy again. You can see guys, PHP guy was disconnected again. So this is how we can run the authentication command against any client connected in any Wi-Fi router. So I'm not saying any particular Wi-Fi router. We are not connecting any particular Wi-Fi router now. And we are able to disconnect without knowing them. Okay guys, this is the video of Kali Linux and this is the beauty of penetration testing tools of Kali Linux. Now let's try to stop this attack. And let's see if I'm able to connect back to the PHP. Let's try to click on the PHP. And you can see guys, now I am connected to the PHP guy and I will be able to browse as well. And you can see guys, I am able to browse as well. So this is how we can run the authentication attack against any client of any router. Now what I will do is, I'll tell you one more thing, and that thing is how to change the MAC address of any interface. So let's see the available interface list and we can check this via command called idle config. So we have right now PTL0. Let me connect my PSGCAS Wi-Fi laptop. Now it has been connected to my laptop. Let's try to detect it right from here. What device is, network address is there. Let's try to do idle config again. And you can see guys, W0 is now available. Now what I will do is, I will tell you how to change the MAC address of any available interface. So it's always a good thing to change the MAC address that we are going to connect the Wi-Fi, because if you will attack any particular Wi-Fi with your real MAC address, that could be traced by the victim, because you will be checked by the router logs. So your MAC address will be there and will be detectable. Okay, so you need to evade yourself. You need to hide yourself. So for hiding yourself, it's always a good idea to change your MAC address of your wireless interface. This is how to change the MAC address of wireless interface. Right now, let me show you my real MAC address. That is IL-config0. With an available enter, then you can see guys, this is the real MAC address of my USB Wi-Fi router. Now I am going to change this MAC address. Let me open up the terminal and for changing the MAC address, all you need to do is to type in a command called MAC changer, and this tool has been installed into the Kali Linux virtual system. Let me see the help. Now this is the usage MAC changer option and then device. The device is either the W0 or the ET0 and all these things. Now option is, these are the options available. A stand for the another, E stand for the mandate, B stand for the alternate, R stand for the random. I'm going to assign a random MAC address to my wireless interface. So for that, I am going to type in here MAC changer. Option is -R for the random, and the device is W0. You guys should now just say, do not change the MAC address in the case of or insufficient permission for this. So let me down the sequence first. Config W0 now, and now the W0 interface is down. Now let's try to change the MAC address again with this command. Hit enter. And you can see guys, our MAC address has been changed and the permanent MAC address was this. And I have changed this change the hardware address and the MAC address is the hardware address. So when your system for original MAC address, that's the disadvantage and the right thing in terms of the technology as well. Because now we know the basics of the methods of the wireless routers. Now I am going to do is I am going to add basic WDP Wi-Fi routers which cannot find easily nowadays because they are very portable and so first of all, I have told you that your wireless card have the ports. First is the mode and second one is the various mode. By default it is on the various mode. So first of all, for hacking other WDP Wi-Fi routers, you need to put your card, you need to put your wireless card on board. So that's the available Wi-Fi interfaces. And the available Wi-Fi interface there is W0. By default it is on the managed mode and you can see here as well. Now I am going to make the use of command called peer.ng. Start this command will gonna enable the telephone on the 000 with enter. And that's to the right of the configuration. And you can see that's the 0 has been activated. Now it is on the monitor. This command I am going to use for scanning the available Wi-Fi routers. Scan all the Wi-Fi networks available around us, and we are having a WDP router, and this is the test DP. This is my own Wi-Fi router. Just for the sake of demonstration, I am going to hack this particular router, and you are going to witness all the steps that how I am going to hack that particular router. So let's press the Control C and let's see the complete information about this DP. So this is the address of this particular DP, or we can say the PS site. So for seeing the complete information about this particular DP, SSIDs, this, and the channel is 11. Now we are going to write all the data into a file called start. So I'm going to write all the data into a file called start. And now I have to specify the interface, and our interface is going to be the 001. Now what this command will gonna do is it will gonna capture all the packets which are file called start. Now it detected. Okay guys, so they can see the data packets are increasing. You can notice over here a line is selected as well, and this line must be consuming all the data packets. And we will wait for all these data packets, and if these data packets will go above 10,000 IVs, then we will try to run the nmap and try to password details. Let's try to run the attack on it. And find its investigated in the start. This is the future file. So let's open the new file. Let's see the dashboard for you, which is the WDP. Okay, let's see how we want this. Let's take the file over here. And the file name is
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
सीधे सीधा
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, audio is not clear, sir.
Oh, okay,
Sometimes
okay.
I get a heavy noise, sir.
Oh, okay, okay, ma'am. So I'll,
Okay, sir.
I can check.
Okay, sir.
Now, can you hear voice?
Sir, your voice is audible, sir, but the
Okay.
video voice is not that much audible.
Oh, okay, okay, ma'am.
Now it's okay, sir.
Okay. So actually, this is all about Wi-Fi hacking. So when you want to crack the password of any Wi-Fi router, you can use this way to crack the password of Wi-Fi router. So in some places, we'll need this. I mean, we'll use this one. That is. AirTrack NG, AirMon NG. So you have to put your, you have to connect your system with Wi-Fi. After connecting your system with Wi-Fi, you have to use the password once. So many of the people show or explain the password cracking with already registered data. Okay, so even in Windows also we have most method to work like netstat command. You can use netstat command in Windows to crack the password of Wi-Fi. Okay, but as you can see in the video file itself, they already connected their system with the Wi with that specific Wi-Fi, and with that Wi-Fi they can able to transfer the information. Or sorry, they'll get access to the network, and if they want to crack the password of that Wi-Fi, they'll just turn off the Wi-Fi and then put the WLAN into monitor mode to identify the channel details. And after identifying the channels and broadcast ID and all, they have to form a combination to crack the password. So after identifying these things, this tool, AirCroc or AirMon NG, will start to send the password, transmit the password to the router. If the router allows the user to get connected with the router, then the monitor mode can give you the password list, for which password can able to you can able to connect with the Wi-Fi. So that is how you can able to crack the password of Wi-Fi. So this is not easy way or easy process to crack the password of Wi-Fi. Okay, so I already told you that we need to create a large number of combination through which only you can able to collect the information. Okay, so that is the reason here we are we will face difficulty to. I mean, we need more time to crack the password of a Wi-Fi router. Okay, so this is one way of cracking the password of Wi-Fi, and we may have another tools to crack the password. If you have any other tools, you can use it. Not a problem. So we have another software or OS with us for hacking purpose, which is nothing but Parrot. Okay, so some of the tools which are available in Kali may not be available in Parrot, and some of the tools which are available in Parrot will not be available with Kali Linux. Okay, so you can download and install the required software with any OS. That is not going to be a problem, but we have dedicatedly available dedicated tools for specific OSs. So in Parrot OS, we have a specific tool called this one, Armitage. Okay, so by using the tool Armitage, you can understand how you can able to take a remote control of any machines. Okay, so here to work with this one, I'm just going to start my Parrot Security OS, and in this OS also you have two different models. Okay, when you try to download this Parrot OS from the respective website, you can find two different results for this one. Okay, so I'll just show it to you. So you need to search in this way to download Parrot OS. Since I am using VirtualBox in my machine, I need to download the Parrot OS with the extension .ova. Okay, so we have two different OS versions. One is OVA Home, and another one is OVA Security. You need to download this OVA Security, and after downloading this, you can install the OS file in VirtualBox. To install this OS in VirtualBox, you need to find this option, import appliance. After finding this import appliance, you need to get the Parrot OS file. So you need to browse, and I have the Parrot OS file in my drive, C drive, and inside XIC, I can have this Parrot OS. Okay, so you can just open this OS file, and you can see the OS is getting installed itself. Okay, so this is also you can also install this Parrot Security OS in the same way which you used to install Kali Linux for your with your VirtualBox. Okay, so VMware is also having the same kind of method. When you are working with the VMware, you need to download a different version of file, or different format of file. Okay, so for working with VirtualBox, you need to download .ova file. It will be easy if you use .ova file. You can install ISO file. That is also another way which we can use to install OS in VirtualBox. But if you use .iso file extension, ISO file, you need to install the software manually with VirtualBox. Okay, you need to configure everything manually. But if you use .ova or VirtualBox files, you don't need to manually enter the commands to install, or manually you don't need to configure anything to install this or to make this OS run in your VirtualBox. Okay, so here this is how you can install this Parrot OS, and the default password to access this Parrot OS is 2. Okay, the default username is root, and the default password is also root, I think. But if it is asked for the, if it shows error, you can just use another option as 2. So here we have this tool called Armitage, right? So and you can see the social engineering toolkit available in this one also. I mean, in this OS also. Okay. So when I mentioned the GHDB or default password or password strength in the previous classes, I told you you can find the combination of available default password in one file. The file name was rocku.txt. Okay, so here you can see this password.txt file available. So this one was this one I have created this. Sorry, not I. The OS was created itself. So this is the username of this OS and this is the password. Okay, you can find the username as user and password as two. Like the same here in this parrot OS also you have rocku.txt. You can locate the file with the command locate rocku.txt or gz, I think. So here I have this file located in. So USR share word lists rocku.txt. Okay, so you can just get into the file system of this OS. So user home, users. Okay, I could not able to find this path. File system is here. Okay, users, share word lists, users share. Yes, when I have. Sorry, HARE share. USR file system, USR share word lists, W word lists. Here I can see this one. So here I can find this rocku.txt.gz. Okay, you can extract this file to view all the default password which can be used to crack any password with the help of this file. Okay, so when you try to interact with any unknown network or unknown device, you don't know the password, but you can avail some default password from this list. Okay, so this can have password list in the amount of GB. Okay, so all the default passwords can you can find in within this file. So you can use this file. So I told you now we can see the details of this tool Armitage. Okay, so this can be used to identify or take a remote control of this of any system. Okay, this tool. So this is also kind of a system hacking, but you can use this tool to remotely control the system's information. So we have plenty of operations integrated with this software. So if you want to scan the network, you can do it with the help of this software itself. That won't be a problem. So here it is asking it is making the local machine, making my machine as local host. So I'm just going to use the same connect, and then after the you can give yes. Okay, so this is the available of, this is the UI of this Armitage software. Okay, so to identify the alive hosts who are connected in my network, you have to find the option hosts, and then you can just go for the Nmap scan, and under this you can do a quick scan. Okay, here you can specify the IP range. So here I can just going to give 192.168.0.1 0/24. Okay, Okay, so this is the default one I can use to scan or to identify who are all the machines are connected with my network right now. Okay, so here it is showing the results. So this is I need to find the IP address. So this one is my router's IP address, which is 192.168.0.1, and other than that, here I can find another machine's IP address 192.168.0.111, which is of closed ports, and I can find another IP address 192.168.0.103, and that machine's ports are also closed. Okay, so this one is for my router. Okay, what I am going to do is now I'm just going to download a vulnerable OS from the available source. Okay, so if you want to get a good practice on this hacking, you need different tools and different OS files. So here in my machine, I have already downloaded the Metasploitable OS version 2, and I already installed the OS in my machine. Okay, so you can find the Metasploitable OS in internet, and you can download the Metasploitable OS. For to install this, you have to create a new virtual machine, and after creating the new virtual machine, you can able to call all the required files. Okay, so here to install this Metasploitable OS, we cannot able to find the file with the extension .oba like what we did with Parrot and Kali Linux. Okay, so if you could download .oba file, you can you need not to worry about the configuration and all. The machine itself can configure the required things, and you can install the OS by the VirtualBox or by the OS itself. But here in Metasploitable, we could not find the OS with the extension .oba. Okay, so here you have to download the OS, and to install this, you have to create a virtual machine. So I gave the name Metasploitable 2. That I can just name it with Metasploitable 3, and then you have to select the type of the OS. So I can just select other OS or Linux OS. So whatever the thing you want, you can just add in this place. And what I'm going to do is that Fedora 64 or other OS versions. Okay, so if you need to install this with Debian packages, so you can just select this page. Otherwise, you can just select any other option along with this one. So these are all the variety of things we can use to install this one. So I don't want to configure any specific packages with this OS. So I'm just going to take other Linux option of 64-bit. You can give next. So here how much RAM size you want to allocate for this Metasploitable OS to run. You can select the size of the RAM size with this option. So it is enough that I'm just going to use this Metasploitable OS with a memory size of 512 MB. Okay, it is enough. So no need to increase the memory size. So I'm just going to give next and then create, and then I can just leave this option as it is. So after that, I can select this dynamically allocated memory size, because in future, if you are installing any new software for your machine, so it allocates the required memory to install all the required softwares. Okay, it won't need you to partition the disk again. It won't ask you to allocate the new memory space. It will take the memory from the available source. Okay, if you use a fixed size, you need to increase the memory if you install. If it is insufficient, if you need to increase the memory to install new softwares and other fields. Okay, so dynamically allocated I can select. So this is my hard disk's memory space. So I can allocate 8 GB for this Metasploitable OS, which is more than enough. So I am just going to create a machine, and after creating the machine, you have to select the settings option. Inside settings, you can find the storage option available. Inside storage, you can find this controller IDE, which is left with empty. Okay, you can select this empty option, and you can browse for the disk file from the downloaded folder. So I have this metasploitable file inside here. So I'm just going to select all files. So here I'm just going to select this metasploitable OS. I don't have the file in here. I have it in here. Okay. So you can find this virtual machine file. Okay. So you can select this one, and you can install this file. Okay. So you can select and give open. So it can run. So this is how you will install this metasploitable OS in VirtualBox. Okay. So the purpose of installing this metasploitable OS is that this OS can have some pre-built vulnerabilities, through which you can get a practical experience how you can able to interact with the machine if the machine has, or if the OS has this set of vulnerabilities. So in the first class we discussed what are all the things we need to do before start to hack other victims. First, you need to identify the IP address of the victim machine, and after that, you need to check the vulnerability. Okay, so we already discussed some of the available vulnerability of router or with some of the victim machines, right? So you can consider port vulnerability. Port open port state is also one of the basic vulnerability we can find with our victim machines. So I used my Windows machine, and I used my Linux machine itself, and I used my router to identify the vulnerability. So I just showed you how the vulnerability can be identified with the help of Nmap. After that, we used another tool which is Nessus. So I didn't explain that in a practical way. We install with a version conflict. So that's why we could not access that Nessus tool in our VirtualBox. Okay, so that is the another problem we faced when we work with Nessus. Okay, so here when we use a metasploitable OS, you don't need to consider live system. Okay, so this can work as a live system. It can collect the IP address, or it can be allocated with a different IP address, and this OS also can be considered as a new different host. And within this host, it's the host itself can have or already built with some vulnerabilities, like it may be open port, or it may be working under OS with low security. So this kind of vulnerabilities maybe they can configure with this one. Okay, so that's the reason here we are actually going to use this metasploitable OS. Okay, so if you want to remove anything, you can just right click on this one. You can use the option remove and delete all files. Okay, so after that, after this, you need to start this metasploitable OS. So for this metasploitable, you can have a default username and password like MSF admin and MSF admin. So that is the default username and password we can use for this metasploitable OS. So we have plenty other versions of metasploitable OS, metasploitable 4, 3, like that. We may have. We may find an internet, but it is enough that you can install metasploitable 2. Okay, so here the OS itself, I can see the login credentials from this window itself. Okay, so to log in within this MSF admin, you have to enter MSF admin as username, and same MSF admin as password. Okay, no mail was configured. I don't need to worry about that. So I'm just going to check the IP address of this metasploitable OS. So this OS was allocated with 100, host address as 100. So here I can see 192.168.0.100 as the IP address of my metasploitable OS. Okay, so you can use this VirtualBox, sorry, Parrot OS to identify the vulnerability of that metasploitable OS. To do that, you can just do a Nmap scan once again, quick scan. So I am just going to give the IP range 192.168.0.0/24. So this will look for the entire. This will search in the router with entire details. Okay, so those who are connected in my router will get displayed in this place. So I'm just going to click OK. So now it will start to search, and then here I can find this IP address. Okay. So I can find plenty of ports are opened here. So FDP, this was opened, and SSH, Telnet, SMTP, domain, HTTP protocol was opened, and Microsoft DS, and then MySQL, PostgreSQL, VNC. So we didn't see the VNC attacking method of system yet. So I'll just explain it later. But now we have this much of vulnerability with the metasploitable OS, because you know that the metasploitable OS IP address is 192.168.0.100. You know that, and you verify the same in the metasploitable window itself. Okay, so this metasploitable OS has this much of vulnerability. So I am just going to try to attack this metasploitable OS with one method. Okay, so here it is showing FTP. So I'm just going to paste the same, and I'm just going to search what are all the methods which I can use to attack this metasploitable OS. So here I can find the FTP or FTP and other things. Okay, so if you could identify the error of VSFTPD. Okay, so this is also another vulnerability, another severe vulnerability which you can use to exploit other victim machines. Okay, so it should give us the result in this way, VSFTPD, but it doesn't show any VSFTPD port open for this one. Okay, instead it is showing this kind of attacking method. Okay, so if I want to attack any machine with this exploitation method, I can just select this method to run in here. So here it can give you the options like so localhost is 192.168.0.111. So I can consider this localhost IP address for my parrot OS. Okay, so I'm just going to check for the IP address of this parrot OS with the command ifconfig, and I can find this IP address. So here I can see 192.168.0.11 is the IP address for this parrot OS. So that's why here we find this address as local host, and then L port, so which can take a unreserved random 4-digit number, and R host. So this is going to be my receiver port, and it is going to attack the metasploitable OS with the port number 21. So here we have this port as opened, right? 21. TCP open. 22. TCP, which is running for the service SSH, which is also open, and 23, which is running for telnet service, which is also left as open. Okay, so I'm just going to see how we can enter into that machine with this one. So that's why I can enter the R port as 21. Okay, so targets are 0, and it has to find it automatically. Okay, so here. So after this attack happened, here it is showing found shell, and you can see this animation was changed. to another one. So until we do this attack, we saw the only black screen of this machine. But now we can identify that some evil kind of animation in this place. So which means this arbitrage tool can able to break that OS and you can able to attack that machine. So here I can see the available options like shell window was found. So here I need to get into this metadata session. If you want, you can just use this one sessions. So if you could find the session, you can try to interact with that session. So sessions hyphen I with one. So now this should transfer into Metapreter. Since we did not use any MSF console based output over here, you cannot able to find this Metapreter version. Okay, so you can see the payload version Unix FTP BSFTP D underscore 234 underscore backbone. So this is what the payload we got created. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that now I'm just going to enter this command shutdown OW. So starting the interaction with this one. So I'm just going to check the status of this Metasploitable OS. So here it is not getting controlled by this machine. Okay, so that's why I could not find any other outputs in this place. So you can use this ls or any other commands to interact with this shell. Okay, so reboot, we can just try, or I need to know the shell commands first. To know that, I can just enter the question mark or help. So here I could not find any option available for this VSFTPD attack. Okay, so you need to find the commands which you can work for Unix based OS, and if you know the commands, you can enter and you can access this machine's information. Okay, so if you want to find other attacking methods in this machine, you can just right click on this machine and you can find the other options. Okay, so here it is showing shell interaction. Okay, so now I just interacted with this shell. Shutdown hyphen help. So this is not the command, actual command. So what I can do is that shut down space hyphen. So these are all the options I need to use. -R, reboot after shutdown. Halt or power off after shutdown. -H. So so what I am going to do is that shut down -R. But I cannot see, nothing has happened in this place. Shut down -R. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I need to identify the commands which can work for this machine. Okay, and also you can see all the available machines IP address of my network in this place. Okay, so this is how you can able to take control of virtual machine or machines which are connected in your network. So you can find all the available systems in this place. So here it is showing 192.168.0.104. You cannot able to attack this machine because when I worked before, it this machine was alive, but right now it is not alive in my network, so I could not able to identify or attack other machines with other IP addresses. Okay, but if you want to attack your own Linux or Windows machine, you can't do with this with the help of this tool, because you could not find the vulnerability of the same for your system, for all the systems. Okay, so here I can see this vulnerability FTP is available for 192.168.0.100, but the same, if I could find the same vulnerability in other machines, I can able to attack them. Otherwise, you cannot able to take remote control of your systems. Okay, so this is how you can use this tool to attack this one. After completing everything, you can just finish all the methods and things. You can just leave the system. So I selected this one. Find it X. You will now see attack menu attached to each host in the target. So these are all the ports we have open in this one. Background jobs hyphen. Okay. So jobs. So now I have two things are running in my system. So one is with the ID number 0, exploit multi-handler Windows reverse TCP. So I can just try to exploit this one, or I can interact with this session. Okay, these are all we already discussed, and we already work with that MSF console. Okay, so here 0 unknown command sessions. Okay, so this is the only one which is available now, but we don't have the source machine, so we cannot able to complete this method. So I can just close this thing to exit from the software. So this is the tool which you can use to take control of your victim device. Okay, so this is how OS can have different tools. So in here also I have this tool seeker. So yesterday I shared you the link which already work for your password hacking of social media accounts. Okay, so now next we are going to see how we can use this VNC DLL to attack other machines, or what is going to be the output when we attack VNC DLL, when we use VNC DLL payload. Okay, so in this parent OS also we have this one. Sorry, 2 is the password, I think. Okay, so after this you can use SC toolkit. So here also I can find the same options available. So I'm just going to select option number 1, and after this I'm going to select option number 4, then enter. I already showed the output when we work with this. I mean, how we can. I mean, what is the output you can get when you use this option, or when you use this payload. Now, what we are going to do is that we are going to use the next payload, Windows reverse TCP VNC DLL. Okay, by using this payload, how we can able to, or what is the output we can expect when you use this payload, VNC DLL. So I'm just going to select option number 3, and I'm going to enter, hit enter. So now it is asking for the IP address of my local machine. So now I know my attacker machine is my local machine. So I need to get my local machine's IP address. So I'm just going to give this command to find my system's IP address. So here I can see 111 is my IP address. So I'm just going to give 192.160, sorry, number lock, 192.168.0.111 is my parent security OS IP address. So I can enter this IP address in this place. After this, it is asking for the port number for the listener. So here I can mention the port number as 4444. After this, this parrot OS is starting to develop the payload file, and after the creation of the payload, I can find the payload under this folder root.set and with the name payload.exe. So you have to transmit this payload to your victim machine by sharing your system's local service. Okay, I mean by making your by creating the Apache service running in your system, you can able to share this payload file to your victim machine. In all the Kali Linux machines, you know that you can able to share VAR, www, HTML. Okay, so here I'm just going to start this payload listener. So it is starting my Metasploitable framework option in this place. So after this, I need to create another consecutive terminal window to see the payload's output. Okay, so here I need to switch my system to .set folder. So cd space /root/.set, permission denied. So sudo su cd space .set, cd space /root/.set. Yes. So after this, you can use this ls command to view the payload or to view the files which are available inside .set folder. So after this, you have to copy and paste the payload in inside var www html. Before that, if I want, I can create one new folder inside the window, I mean inside this path. So for this, I'm just going to give cd space var www html, and then you can use ls. Here I have folder name movies. So if you want to create a new folder, you can just create mkdir movies 1. Okay, so after this, you can see the payload file is available under .set folder. So you can copy the payload file from there, and you can paste the payload file to this path. So for that, what I need to do is that I need to switch my current working directory to .set, and from here I can use this command cp copy paste payload.exe to var/www/html/movies 1. After completing all these steps, I need to start the local service with the help of this command service space apache2 space start. So after this, you need to find the attacking window. So here is my Metasploitable window. I'm just going to have my another Windows machine. In that, I'm just going to access this payload. So I can share that machine's screen also. I think you all can see both of my system screen. So this is my victim's machine's screen. So you have to switch off your Windows Defender first. So here I'm just going to identify my Windows Defender settings. After this, I'm just going to disable it, because all the payloads you created in any format can be identified by my firewall settings. So to avoid the detection of my payload, I need to disable the firewall settings in my victim machine. Okay, so I made this change. Again, it is defender settings. Turn on. But still, okay, it doesn't respond, I think. No problem. But I'll check whether this thing is working or not. So 192.168.0.111 slash movies 1. So it is loading now. So I can find this payload file available inside my folder. So I'm just going to download this payload file. So this one I have created for VNC DLL. I mean, this one I have created with the option VNC DLL. So this VNC will enable the local server between attacker machine and with the uh, victim machine, and it will capture all the screen activities of my victim machine. So this is the output we can expect from this payload. So I'm just going to start my payload in here. Okay, again. So I need to view the payload file inside my folder, and I need to run it. So I'm just getting into this window, payload.exe. Local TCP relay started, but when I share the screen, I cannot able to capture the VNC information of this one. Okay, I need to stop sharing this machine. So I cannot see the output properly in my window. It is showing failed to launch. This one. So I'll download the payload once again from this folder. I'll stop this one. So I'll just start it once again. AC tool kit, option number 1 and option number 4 and option number 3 and 192.168.0.111 and 4444, and I'm just going to give yes. Again, it is showing failed to launch BNC viewer. Okay, so if it starts successfully, then you can see the victim machine's screen activity in this place. Okay, so we can try the same with Kali Linux to check it is working or not. Okay, so now this is the output of this one, that is to view the activities of your victim machine. You can use this kind of payload to attack others. Okay, so you can take the all the screen activities of your victim with the help of this one. So that is the use of this VNC DLL payload. Okay, so that's it. You can leave for break and we'll meet after 15 minutes. Okay, so shall we start the session?
Yes, sir, we shall start.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So actually, we left with some other topics like footprinting and enumeration and other things. Okay, so now we'll see what is footprinting and other things. So footprinting and reconnaissance. So that is what the actual topic which we are going to discuss next. Okay, so footprinting is nothing but if you want to collect information of any specific website or any specific device or any other thing, we have some specific tools to extract the information of that website. Okay, so here we may have some specific web URLs to identify the website's information. Like if you want to know the vulnerable informations of any available things, you can just use this website, that is shodan.io, through which you can able to identify the vulnerable website's information. Not only the website, but you can able to identify all the vulnerable things available in internet. So I'll just show it to you. Shodan.io. Shodan.io. So inside this website, you can just check what are the vulnerable information you want. So I am just going to you search for the vulnerability of this device. That is a Raspberry Pi. Okay. So if I search or if I use this term inside this Shodan website, it will show what are all the available vulnerable information of this Raspberry Pi 2. Okay, so here you can filter and give it to you like country wise. So I can just select this country name. So instead of China, I'm just going to consider India. So to consider India or to search the vulnerable information of Raspberry Pi which are located in India, you have to change this code to this one. So you now it will ask you to log in with your account. So you can use your Google account to log in with. So okay, so I'm just going to search this Raspberry Pi once again. So now you can select the country India from this list. So here it is. So we have 7 Raspberry Pi Raspberry Pi devices running in the country India. Okay, so you know that Raspberry Pi is kind of a small computer you can use to build hardware-based applications. Like if you want to build a car which should work on IoT, work with the help of IoT, you can use this Raspberry Pi board to build any IoT-based devices. So this Raspberry Pi board can work with a different OS called a Raspbian or Noobs. So in Raspberry Pi, if you want to install Windows, you can able to install Windows 10 along with the Raspberry Pi board. You cannot able to install any other versions of Windows in Raspberry Pi because the other packages of Windows OS does not have the supporting packages for this Raspberry Pi. So you cannot able to install Windows 7 or Windows 8 or Windows 8.1 for this Raspberry Pi. Either you can install Windows 10 or you can install any Linux family OSs. So all the Linux family OSs can accept or can work under this Raspberry Pi board. And if you want, you can configure the other required software in all the Linux files, Linux OS varieties. But we have a dedicated OS for this Raspberry Pi, which are called Noobs or Raspbian. You can use these to any one of this OS to make this Raspberry Pi run. Okay, so after installing the OS, we need to consider the security measure of that Raspbian OS in this place. So you know that Linux is a virus-free file. So if you use Linux in your system, it is highly impossible that you get attacked with virus files. Okay. So if you use Windows, it is commonly 50-50 chances are there. 50% you can able to. I mean, the Windows machine can attack with the virus file. But 50% if you have any antivirus, licensed antivirus or proper antivirus file with the complete definitions, so you can avoid attacking with virus. Okay. So but in Raspbian or Noobs, we don't have any such security packages or methods in that OS. So that's the reason here hackers, if I want to hack any Raspberry Pi based device, I can find this website and I can come and check for the vulnerabilities of this Raspberry Pi board. So now I just selected this one. So this is the Raspberry Pi OS IP address, public IP address I can find in this place. So if I search this IP address in this place, I can see the available options of this Raspberry Pi board. Okay, so this Raspberry Pi board was located in Chennai, and the organization using is Atel, and then I can find the raw code which is running under this Raspberry Pi board. Okay, so this is the basic HTML code I can find in this within this Raspberry Pi. So you can just check other information of this Raspberry Pi board to identify some of the vulnerabilities. Okay, so here I can see open ports available as 8094 and 8126, 8140. So this is a port vulnerability we can find with this Raspberry Pi board. If you take some of the application, there you can find the vulnerable information from the web page itself. Okay, so here I'm going to search it once again, and the country India. So I'm just going to select this one. So here I can check this one, Psi Networks, and all are same, DigitalOcean. So if I do this search in with some other domain names, I can able to find the certificate and other informations and all, or I can able to identify the vulnerable informations from this one. So as you can see in this website, I can see this SSL certificate, which is secure socket layer. So here we can see the signature algorithm which they used in this Raspberry Pi 4 board for encryption is SHA-256. Okay, in the afternoon session, we in the second session of this day, we already discussed what are all the algorithms you can use to access this. What are all the algorithms you can use to encrypt your data. So in that we already discussed about RSA, AES and SHA-256, SHA-512 kind of algorithms. So here I can find the information that they are using SHA-256 algorithm with their machine. Okay, and then I can find some more details like the Mahesh something. This is the name. I think the person who has this name can be the owner of that network. So after this, I can find some other available things here. So CN is equal to mageshchandra.ddns.net. Okay, our email address. I can find this email address. Okay, without his permission, I can able to identify the email address of this person. So what I can do is that I can use any fake email accounts. Through the fake email accounts, I can able to send some mail to access more details about this, to know more details about this person. Like I can type and send the mail like your network is under attack. So to verify your network, you can just log into this one again. You can make your this verified. Like that, I can able to send a mail. Okay, so these are all the things we can identify from this one. So like this, if you want to search for any other terms, you can use in here. Okay, so I can find some webcams information in this place. So I can just search for the webcam information with this IP address. So here I can find this one. Okay, so these are all the websites you can use to find the vulnerability or the information about any devices. Okay, so here I can see OpenPort S23, which was used for TCP service. Okay, so here I can see the vulnerabilities list. CVE 2019 150,552. So this is one vulnerability which was identified by this Shodan website. Okay, so domains and then country name, city, we can find. So this much of vulnerability this page has. So you can use these vulnerability information to exploit this device or this webcam. Okay, so this is what called a reconnaissance. So you need to identify the vulnerability of the things. Okay, so that is called footprinting. Or if you want to, I mean, you need to identify the information about the victim from this way. Okay, so I can check for other Wi-Fi cameras also with this one. So from this student that IO website, you can find or find information about the open systems or open hardware or open applications information. And also you can find vulnerable information about that device from this website. Okay, so if you want to know what are all the vulnerabilities or what are all the information we can find publicly available for all the websites. Okay, so if you need to identify the information about any particular website, you can use this quiz or you can use NS lookup. Okay, so which can be used as the command. But in quiz, I'm just going to enter this one, https colon, sorry, explore itcorp.com. Sorry, I should not search in here, but instead I should search in here. https colon double slash explore itcorp.com. So now I can see this institute information, website information, or web related information. Okay, so domain name is exploreitcup.com, register GoDaddy. So this website has account in GoDaddy and registered on 2013 8/29. Okay, and expires on 2022 8/29. So updated on 2021 8/27. Okay, by seeing this information, if I could collect the email ID of this website owner, I can able to send them mail like your website space is your agreement period or license period may get expired within this month. So to continue the services of this GoDaddy, you can reach us immediately, or you can take the license once again. To pay now, you can just click on this link. That's how I can able to build a fake message. I can able to share the message to the owner. If they don't know when it is going to get expired, they'll pay the money. So this kind of hacking can be done with this footprinting method. Okay, so footprinting is to provide you the information of any specific thing. Okay, for this, for web related things, you can use this whois domain to identify all the information of this one. Okay, so that's where we are using this part. Other than this, you can check the vulnerability or information about any websites. Okay, so here I have this. I have my own website in this place. So here you can just give the link and you can check. So this is my website's information. So I have just created my own website on this date, and which is going to expire on this date. Okay, so I have created a free website, and I didn't give any other detail while I register. Okay, so here I could not find any other information available to hack or to check. Okay, so this is how you can build, check the vulnerability or the information about any other thing. Okay, so these are all the basic tools and things we know for footprinting and reconnaissance. Okay, so now, other than this, we have so many other tools and other websites or web URLs we have to check for the vulnerability, or we can identify the information about any website or any other hardware. Okay, so here we are going to see the details about scanning, enumeration, and vulnerability analysis. So scanning is nothing but it can be in the form of IP address identification, or you can scan the system to identify the open ports information, service and version detection, and voice detection. So I already explained you how you can able to find the OS information of your victim, or how you can able to find other informations of your victim by using Nmap or Angry IP scanner. I already explained. So types of scanning are network scanning, port scanning, vulnerability scanning. So these are all the scanning methods we can find in this place. So for network scanning, we'll use Angry IP scanner. For port scanning, we'll use Nmap, Zenmap, or the other tool which I explained on that day, right? Traceroute. After that, for vulnerability analysis, we can use nests. And network scanning is one of the most important phases in the intelligence gathering, because we need to identify the information, because we need to identify the IP address, or we need to identify the network connected devices information, so that we can check for the vulnerability, or we can get the gateway to get into the network or into the device. Okay, so that's why it is very important to collect the information of the devices who are connected with your network. During the network scanning process, you can gather information about specific IP. So network scan you can do with the help of this Angry IP scanner or advanced IP scanner to identify the IPs. Through the IP, you can able to identify the vulnerability of that IP or that system. So that's why you have to take all these things. Okay, so after that we have this one address that can be so that's the reason you have to identify the information about this IP address, and then the OS running on the target, which we already discussed. So network scan or network sweeping. So again, in order to deal with the large volume of hosts, or to otherwise try to conserve the network traffic, we can attempt to these machines using network sweeping techniques. Okay, most probably we will not use this network sweeping method because you can just check the availability of the device with the help of this ISM packet itself. Okay, even if you don't know the IP address, you cannot able to transmit this ISM packet to the other devices. So you can skip this one. So after this, list of network scanners or FPing, NetDiscover, or Ping and Angry, IP scanner, advanced IP scanner. So these are all the tools you can use to identify the IP address of the network. And then port scanning, we have Nmap and list of component ports like FTP can work under port number 20 or 21, and SSH can be work under 22, and Telnet which can work under 23, and SMTP for 25. So these are the basic port numbers which was already reserved for this protocols or software tools, right? If these ports are left as open, you can try to get into this ports and you can try to uh, get any information from these ports. And then Nmap network mapping utility. This is the tool. This is the expansion of this Nmap tool, and you can use this tool to identify the open ports information and other informations also. So here you can find this one: auditing the security of device or firewall by identifying network connections which can be made to or through it. Okay. So for this purpose, we are using Nmap, and then. So we already discussed a lot more about this TCP three-way handshaking protocol. Okay, so we don't need to bother about it. And then scanning techniques. So you can do ICMP echo scan and TCP connect scan or full open scan. Okay, so you should know the Nmap commands to work or to identify more scanning techniques. Okay, in Nmap, I just explained you. After the word Nmap, you can just enter the IP address, so it will check defaultly. This Nmap will check 1,000 ports and it will check the vulnerability or it will detect the vulnerability. But if you want to check the TCP ports vulnerability, you can just use the word alphabet hyphen capital T. So you need to build the scan like this: Nmap space hyphen T space, and then whatever the term you want, you can use in that place. Okay, so that is how you can make use of this Nmap. And then ICMP echo scan, TCP connect scan, or full open scan. These are all already we discussed with Nmap. So UDP scan is also available. So enumeration. In enumeration phase, attacker creates active connections to system and performs direct queries to gain more information about the target. Okay, so enumerating is nothing but collecting the information of a particular device or a particular website. Okay, for this, if you know the information of that device or the website, you can attack that machine and you can able to identify the way in which you can identify the way which you use which you can use to attack the machines. Okay, so that's why we need enumeration, and information we can gather in the enumeration phase is are these things: network resources and share, uses and groups and routing tables, machine names, applications and banners, and SMTP and DNS details. So if you want to access these SMTP or DNS details, you can use the tool Wireshark to identify this to identify the information about these things. Okay. In Wireshark itself, you can type DNS or TCP or any other packets information. I already explained you how you can able to work with this Wireshark tool. So I'll just show it once again. So here you can follow this Metasploit OS. I need to check whether we have Wireshark in this parent OS or not. Okay. Wireshark. Yes, I have. We have. Okay, so in this Wireshark tool itself, you can identify the packet information of this of any particular protocol or of any particular thing you need. Okay, so here you can just enter TCP allow. So if it could capture the packets of this protocol, it can display you the results here. But you can see the packets are captured up to 70 or and it's going further, but the displayed packets are 0. Okay, but and then if you want to get the information on DNS of your system, you can just use this one, DNS. Okay, and then if you want to identify the specific information of any IP address, you can just give in this place. So 10 is my Linux machine's IP address and an FDP. So this I can give in this place to identify the packets information of this system. Okay, so you can do or you can use this kind of tool to enumerate or to gather the collect the information of any particular thing. So after this net bias enumeration and SMP enumeration we have, and SSH enumeration. So this is secure socket layer host information, so you can use. And then vulnerability scan, for this we already discussed NISTs. So these are all the list of vulnerability scanners we have in internet. You can use one of these tools to identify the exact vulnerable information of a device or a website. So scanning will give you almost exact outline of target workspace. It is really helpful in hacking attempts on networks, servers, and standalone PCs. So scanning will give the blueprint of the networks and devices. So if you know the blueprint or the information of that network devices, you can plan the attacking methods. Okay. So that. So these are all the things you need to aware about this scanning networks and vulnerability analysis. Okay. So this is the basic details about footprint. So as you can see in here, we can find this one. So DNS enumeration. So if you want to collect the information about your DNS information, so you can use this one. So DNS name server and mail server enumeration with DNS enum tool. Okay. So the syntax of using this DNS enumerator is DNS enum and then the domain name. So domain name of anything you can give in this place to identify the details, like what we accessed with the help of whois. You can just do this one. So DNSenum example.com or DNSenum exploraticap.com, based on that thing you can use. Okay, and website technical information gathering using what web tool. So this tool will give you the information about target IP, web server fingerprints and server location, backend app engine along with version number, and any other technical information like Google Analytics ID, etc. Okay, so you can use what web instead of whois. Okay, that also is another tool you can use to collect the information. And the website technical information gathering on OWASP. So this is another tool we have, or another browser we have with us to identify or to collect the information of any websites. And then Google Docs, I already told you, in title, in URL, all in URL, file type, etc. This can be used to extract the required information from Google. Okay. So after this, Netcraft. This is another tool which you can use for enumerating the information. Okay, so I already explained you about this quiz and Shodan, right? So you can use this kind of tool for extracting the information. IP tracking. We can track the victim's IP address by sending him an email tracking script to his email. For this purpose, you can use a lot of services. One of them is Read Notify. So, follow the given steps to track an IP address of the victim. So, we know how to track the IP address. We know how to identify the IP address of any network, right? So, you have to connect with their network. You can use Angry IP Scanner tool or Advanced IP Scanner to identify the IP address of that network. Okay, but you will not provided with the option IP tracking. Okay, so here to track the information about a specific IP, you can use this one. So readnotify.com and create an account in the website, and for free account you can send up to 25 IP tracking emails. After logging inside of the website, just go towards bottom right corner. There you can find out member utilities. Hover your mouse over that object, you can observe a list will appear. Select email quick send option. So you can select the option to share the email address. That email can be shared to the victim to track the information about about the IP address. Okay, and using rawtext.com. This is another website you can use for enumeration. So finally, we have this quiz. You can use these kind of things. Okay, so this is all we need to know about footprinting and enumeration. So you can use this kind of tools and this kinds of websites to identify or to analyze or to gather the information about any particular target. Okay, so you cannot able to analyze or identify the information about any specific IPs with these tools, but you can able to use any website, or if you want to identify the information about any publicly available information, thing, you can use these kind of tools. Okay. So I'll show. I can show you some more example of for this one with the video file, so you can see and get more information of this footprinting and enumeration.
traffic, for network, and just web traffic. You must label dynamic chains. There's a chance that you convert quick chains, but there can be instability for nodes. It's highly unlikely you will be dynamic chains, and that's why I don't see them today. Anyway, if you want dynamic chains, just use a good one to be a state is our destination by having here 28 meters. So let's say that C is down, go A, B, D, and even if it was down, go A, D, still reach a destination. So it's still good as on C, right? C is neutral, and it's not here. Then you are business. Down below, we have random chain. Now, random chains are in fact basically the same thing as resetting services. I mean, if you're resetting or misalignment IP address, resizing IP address, and that is also anyway, but random chain can specify a misaligned piece, and then okay. That's what I'm doing. It's definitely the same tables. And then change another one. Test again, and we'll see that you get a different type of address. That have historical and a couple, and we want to use support. Service has started and it is up and running. So the next thing is CPA's information and the browser. You access the third party to verify that it is not information, and they type in search store, and yeah, that's it. They don't verify the settings, they start scan and what happens. They get technically, they most likely configure something. That's really a bad idea. So that and in C chains, C chains, that's browsing as well. Just like you can verify C chains settings and those that you backgrounds. So just using it for that purpose and C chains they will be different kind of purpose for scanning and skills that we can use it with. But those are for it's very business. Anyway, C chains and then type in Firefox. And that in itself, especially when you're doing something for people, let's go ahead and press enter. And the browser is loading. You can see the time is definitely not the fastest. It's not like it has loaded up. Let's go ahead and back and see. Excellent. We see that it is established here. That's okay. Here
So actually, until this, we see the video information about how we can able to install Tor browser and how you can hide your identity from others. Okay, so to do that, we already did this. I mean, we did this thing. Okay, so this is how you can able to identify the. I mean, identify the hide yourself from getting identified by others. So these are all the basic things or browsers you can use to search and get information of others. Okay. So tomorrow we'll discuss the details about brute force attack and other available password attacking methods. And tomorrow we'll see discuss. Sorry, tomorrow we'll discuss again about this one session hijacking, and then password cracking methods, brute force, and then session hijacking. We'll discuss tomorrow. So this is the agenda of tomorrow morning session. So we'll see what we can discuss in the afternoon session. So that's it for today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The participants, we have come to the end of the third day of the FDP. So we'll meet at 9 a.m. tomorrow.